Introduction. Have you ever wondered what the Quran says about Jews? Today we'll explore a particular surah that addresses this topic in detail. The Quran, being a comprehensive guide for Muslims, touches upon various aspects of life, including relationships with people of different faiths. Surah Al-Baqarah, the longest surah in the Quran, contains numerous verses that discuss the Jews, their history, and their relationship with God. In this video, we'll delve into the verses of Surah Al-Baqarah to understand the message conveyed by God about the Jews. What lessons can we learn? How should we interpret these verses in today's context? By examining these verses, we aim to uncover the wisdom and teachings embedded in the Quran. Stick around as we embark on this insightful journey through Surah Al-Baqarah, exploring the divine words and their profound meanings. This exploration will not only enhance our understanding of the Quran, but also provide valuable insights into Islamic teachings about interfaith relationships and the historical context of these verses. By the end of this video, you will have a deeper understanding of the Quran's messages about Jews and the broader implications for Muslims today. So let's begin this enlightening journey together. Background information. Surah Al-Baqarah, the second chapter of the Quran, is one of the most significant surahs in Islamic teachings. It comprises 286 verses and covers a wide range of topics, including theology, law, guidance, and morality. Within this surah, several verses address the Jewish people, providing insights into their history, beliefs, and relationship with God. The name Al-Baqarah translates to the cow, derived from a story within the surah that involves the Israelites and a cow. This story, among others, illustrates the challenges and disobedience faced by the Israelites in their relationship with God. The surah serves as a reminder of the consequences of their actions and the importance of faith and obedience to God's commands. Historically, the revelations in Surah Al-Baqarah were received by the Prophet Muhammad over several years in Medina. During this period, the Muslim community was establishing itself, and interactions with the Jewish tribes of Medina were frequent. These interactions often involved theological discussions, social contracts, and occasionally conflicts. The verses in Surah Al-Baqarah addressing Jews are reflective of these interactions and provide guidance on how Muslims should engage with them. One of the primary themes in these verses is the criticism of the Jews for their repeated disobedience and breaking of covenants with God. These criticisms are not meant to incite hostility, but rather to serve as lessons for the Muslim community. They highlight the importance of staying true to one's faith, upholding moral values, and fulfilling commitments to God. Additionally, the surah emphasizes the shared heritage and commonalities between Muslims and Jews. It acknowledges the prophets and revelations given to the Jewish people, urging Muslims to recognize and respect these shared elements of faith. The Quran encourages dialogue and understanding, promoting a message of peace and cooperation among different religious communities. By examining these verses, we gain a deeper understanding of the Quran's perspective on Jews and the historical context of their relationship with the Muslim community. This understanding helps us appreciate the broader teachings of the Quran and their relevance in fostering interfaith harmony and respect in today's world. In the next section, we will delve into specific verses of Surah Al-Baqarah that mention Jews, providing detailed explanations and interpretations to uncover their meanings and implications. Verse-by-verse explanation. Verse 240. O children of Israel, remember my favor that I have bestowed upon you and fulfill my covenant upon you, that I will fulfill your covenant from me, and be afraid of only me. This verse calls upon the children of Israel to remember the numerous blessings that God bestowed upon them. It serves as a reminder of the covenant between God and the Israelites, where they were expected to follow his commandments and in return receive his protection and guidance. The verse also emphasizes the importance of fearing God alone, highlighting the significance of loyalty and obedience to him. Verse 241. And believe in what I have sent down, confirming that which is already with you, and be not the first to disbelieve in it. And do not exchange my signs for a small price, and fear only me. Here, God instructs the Jews to believe in the revelations sent to Prophet Muhammad, which confirm the teachings already present in their scriptures. The verse cautions against rejecting these signs and warns against selling God's revelations for worldly gains, reinforcing the need for sincerity and faith. Verse 247. O children of Israel, remember my favor that I have bestowed upon you and that I preferred you over the worlds. This verse reiterates the special status of the Israelites, whom God favored and blessed above others. It serves as a reminder of their privileged position and the responsibilities that come with it. Verse 262. Indeed, those who believed, and those who were Jews or Christians or Sabaeans, those among them who believed in Allah and the last day and did righteousness, will have their reward with their Lord, and no fear will there be concerning them, nor will they grieve. In this verse, God assures that anyone who believes in Him in the last day and acts righteously will be rewarded regardless of their religious affiliation. It promotes the idea of interfaith respect and emphasizes that true faith and righteous deeds are what matter most to God. Verse 283, and recall when we took the covenant from the children of Israel, enjoining upon them, do not worship except Allah, and to parents do good, and to relatives, orphans, and the needy, and speak to people good words, and establish prayer and give zakah. Then you turned away, except a few of you, and you were refusing. This verse recalls the covenant made with the Israelites, which included commands to worship only God, be kind to parents and relatives, care for orphans and the needy, speak kindly, establish prayer, and give charity, zakah. However, it also notes their failure to uphold these commandments, with only a few exceptions. Verse 287, and we did certainly give Moses the scripture and followed up after him with messengers. And we gave Jesus, the son of Mary, clear proofs and supported him with the pure spirit. But is it not that every time a messenger came to you, O children of Israel, with what your souls did not desire, you were arrogant? And a party of messengers you denied and another party you killed? This verse highlights the continuous guidance provided to the Israelites through prophets like Moses and Jesus. Despite receiving clear signs, many among the Israelites rejected and even killed some of the messengers. It underscores their recurring disobedience and arrogance. Verse 293, and recall when we took your covenant and raised over you the mount, saying, take what we have given you with determination and listen. They said, instead we hear and disobey. And their hearts absorbed the worship of the calf because of their disbelief. Say, how wretched is that which your faith enjoins upon you, if you should be believers. This verse refers to the incident where the Israelites, after being saved from Pharaoh, were commanded to adhere to God's covenant. Despite witnessing miraculous signs, they still rebelled, and some even worshipped a golden calf. The verse criticizes their disobedience and idolatry. Verse 120, and never will the Jews or the Christians approve of you until you follow their religion. Say, indeed, the guidance of Allah is the only guidance. If you were to follow their desires after what has come to you of knowledge, you would have against Allah no protector or helper. Here God addresses the Prophet Muhammad, indicating that the Jews and Christians will not be satisfied with him unless he conforms to their beliefs. It emphasizes that true guidance comes from God alone and warns against compromising one's faith for the approval of others. Verse 135, they say, be Jews or Christians, so you will be guided. Say, rather, we follow the religion of Abraham, inclining toward truth, and he was not of the polytheists. In this verse, the claim that guidance can only be found through Judaism or Christianity is refuted. Instead, the Quran advocates following the monotheistic faith of Abraham, who worshipped one God and rejected polytheism. Verse 136, say, we have believed in Allah and what has been revealed to us and what has been revealed to Abraham, Ishmael, Isaac, Jacob, and the descendants, and what was given to Moses and Jesus, and what was given to the prophets from their Lord. We make no distinction between any of them, and we are Muslims in submission to him. This verse emphasizes the continuity and unity of the message brought by all prophets. Muslims are instructed to believe in all the revelations given to the prophets, without making distinctions, underscoring the universal message of monotheism and submission to God. Verse 2:11, ask the children of Israel how many a sign of evidence we have given them. And whoever exchanges the favor of Allah for disbelief after it has come to him, then indeed Allah is severe in penalty. God reminds the Israelites of the numerous signs and miracles granted to them. Those who reject these favors and choose disbelief are warned of severe consequences. Verse 246, have you not considered the assembly of the children of Israel after the time of Moses, when they said to a prophet of theirs, send to us a king, and we will fight in the way of Allah? He said, would you perhaps refrain from fighting if fighting was prescribed for you? They said, and why should we not fight in the cause of Allah when we have been driven out from our homes with our children? But when fighting was prescribed for them, they turned away, except for a few of them. and Allah is knowing of the wrongdoers. This verse recounts a historical episode where the Israelites asked for a king to lead them in battle. Despite their initial enthusiasm, many turned away when the actual command to fight was given. It highlights their inconsistency and reluctance to uphold their commitments. Implications and teachings. The verses from Surah Al-Baqarah provide several critical insights into the relationship between God, the Jewish people, and the broader human community. Understanding these teachings can offer valuable lessons for Muslims and foster a deeper sense of respect and harmony between different faith groups. Obedience and covenant. One of the central themes in these verses is the importance of obedience to God's commands and the fulfillment of covenants. The repeated disobedience and breaking of covenants by the Israelites serve as a cautionary tale for Muslims. It underscores the significance of adhering to one's commitments to God and the consequences of failing to do so. This teaching reminds Muslims to remain steadfast in their faith and to uphold their moral and religious obligations. Historical context and relevance. The historical context of the interactions between Muslims and Jews during the time of Prophet Muhammad is crucial. These verses reflect the socio-political dynamics of that period and the need for guidance on how to engage with other religious communities. For contemporary Muslims, these teachings highlight the importance of understanding historical contexts when interpreting religious texts. It encourages a respectful and informed approach to interfaith relations. Unity of prophetic messages. The verses emphasize the continuity and unity of the messages brought by various prophets, from Abraham to Moses to Jesus, and finally to Muhammad. This underscores the shared heritage and commonalities between Islam, Judaism, and Christianity. By recognizing and respecting the teachings of previous prophets, Muslims can foster a sense of unity and mutual respect among followers of the Abrahamic faiths. Moral conduct and social justice. The verses also stress the importance of moral conduct and social justice. Commands to worship only God, be kind to parents and relatives, care for orphans and the needy, speak kindly, establish prayer and give charity are universal ethical principles. These teachings resonate with the broader Quranic message of compassion, justice, and community welfare. They encourage Muslims to strive for a just and equitable society. Interfaith, dialogue and cooperation. Finally, the verses promote the idea of dialogue and cooperation between different religious communities. By acknowledging the prophets and revelations given to the Jewish people, the Quran encourages Muslims to engage in constructive and respectful dialogue with followers of other faiths. This approach can help build bridges of understanding and cooperation in a diverse and interconnected world. In summary, the teachings from Surah Al-Baqarah offer timeless lessons on faith, obedience, morality, and interfaith relations. By reflecting on these teachings, Muslims can enhance their understanding of their religious duties and contribute to a more harmonious and just society. Conclusion. As we've explored, the verses in Surah Al-Baqarah provide profound insights into the relationship between God, the Jewish people, and the broader human community. These teachings emphasize the importance of obedience to God, fulfilling covenants, and maintaining moral conduct. By understanding the historical context and the unity of prophetic messages, Muslims can foster greater respect and cooperation with followers of other faiths. The lessons from these verses are timeless and universal, encouraging us to reflect on our commitments to God and our ethical responsibilities to one another. They remind us of the shared heritage among the Abrahamic faiths and the importance of social justice, compassion, and community welfare. In today's world where interfaith dialogue and cooperation are more important than ever, these teachings from the Quran can guide us towards a more harmonious and just society. By embracing the wisdom of these verses, we can strengthen our faith and contribute positively to our communities. Thank you for joining us on this insightful journey through Surah Al-Baqarah. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with others who might benefit. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more enlightening content. Until next time, peace and blessings.